Today on the YY family. Well, you know those weird black lines that are on all the stuff at the grocery store? Well, I'm gonna find out what they're for. And my mom's gonna tell me where flowers get their colors. And Grandpa's gonna clue me in on why astronauts float in space. Uncle Micro's gonna explain why our arms and legs get all tingly when they go to sleep.
My leg's gone to sleep.
And Grandma's gonna tell me why it rains. Whoa, this is gonna be so cool! Come along with me and meet the smartest family in all the town. The YY family. Mom can make it plain to see that what goes up eventually comes down. The YY family. Come and meet the YY family. We got a lot of real know-how. Grandpa knows a lot about flying. Ask him and he'll show you now. Why do airplanes fly?
When I land, I'll tell you why.
Meanwhile, there's a dragon making some kind of a potion in a vat. The YY family. And Grandma's no stranger. She can teach you all the dangers found in that. The YY family. Max is a mechanical marvel pie. I know copy kind of guy. Maybe he can show you the answer now. If you want to take a look inside. Everybody's in a lather.
Rushing, wondering what's the matter.
Every person hears a cry.
Rushes to the baby side.
What's the deal? What could it be? Just not the YY family.
Why?
You have seen nothing like this. With these two guys you can't miss. We wonder what's inside you. These are just the guys to guide you. Come on, let's go. Let's go, let's go. These guys are in the know. Microwaves go full. I can't feel my arms! What is it, Micro? What's wrong? I can't get up.
Why not?
Because my arms are asleep. Why? What were you doing? Sleeping.
But why did your arms go to sleep?
When I slept on my arms, I cut off the circulation.
What's circulation?
Well, the best way to answer your question is to go directly into an arm or a leg. But I can't work the gizmo controls. Aha! No problem, Micro. I can do it.
Where are we, Uncle Micro?
I would say we're in a human arm.
Huh. But that looks like a leg bone.
Look, we're in Grandpa Maddox's leg. Good. We shouldn't get into any trouble here. We're just underneath the skin. You see that nerve ending?
That what?
That thing that looks like a tree with branches going into the skin. There are millions of nerve endings under our skin. See? When something touches the skin, the nerve endings send a signal. The signal travels through the nerve, along the nervous system, through the spinal cord, and all the way to the brain, where the information is processed. Those weren't very big signals. That's because something small touched the leg. Now, if something big touched the leg or hit it...
Like that?
You just knew that would happen, didn't you?
But you still haven't explained why our legs go to sleep.
I was just getting to that. Now then, our whole bodies depend on blood to work properly, and that includes our nerve endings. You see, blood flows through veins and arteries. Think of them as garden hoses. You see, if an artery gets kinked, like this one...
I get it. The blood supply is cut off.
And that means the nerve endings don't work properly.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
My uncles are making a point.
I got your point right here, pal. No blood flow, no sensation.
How do our arteries get kinked?
Well, sometimes we sit in a chair too long. Or sometimes we, fall asleep on our arms. Now, the nerve endings in Grandpa Maddox's leg should be going to sleep.
Thunder and tarnation! My leg's gone to sleep.
What's going on? I don't know. We better get out of here.
Ah, that's better.
And that, Victor, is why our limbs go to sleep.
Why Why do grown-ups act so silly?
Hey, the questions that you have are not too serious. The animals and plants are not so mysterious, so have no fear. Everything will be made clear. Vanilla, Quake, and Quack are here.
Gee, Dad, the house looks great painted a different color. Did you paint those flowers, too?
No, flowers and leaves don't need paint. They make their own colors.
Well, why do they make colors?
Yeah, to attract insects, I think. Why don't you ask your mother? She knows all about this stuff.
But where is Mom? Do you know where she is? Huh? Do you?
What is going on out here?
Daddy said that the flowers make their own colors, all by themselves.
He's absolutely right.
He is?
Come on, I'll show you. Plants can make colors naturally with their pigments.
Pig what?
Pigment. It's a coloring substance contained in plants. Quick and Quack, you're in charge of visual aids. Let's start with chlorophyll. It's what makes plants green. All plants have it. Grass, bushes.
Pine trees?
Yes, and lettuce.
This time, I'll do the sawing.
Now, plants with yellow, like mimosa or sunflowers, get their color from a pigment called xanthophyll.
And buttercups? And yellow leaves in the fall?
Or acacia flowers like these. Anthocyanin, on the other hand, is a pigment which can be red as in poppies, purple as in petunias, mauve as in hydrangeas, or blue as in periwinkles. Plants only make colors if they're useful. In this case, their colors help them reproduce.
Do you mean to say that Daddy and Mommy plants make baby plants with their flowers?
Yes, flowers are plants' breeding organs. And to breed, flowers need some help from insects. Like these, for instance. You see, unlike Mommy and Daddy animals, flowers can't move around. So they need bees and other insects to move around for them. The flower attracts the bee with the bright colors of its petals, guiding it sort of like an airport runway guiding a plane. The bees are also attracted by the nectar, which they take from the flower and use to make honey. And on its way to the nectar, pollen sticks to the bee's body. Can you see it? The red dust, there.
But I thought pollen was yellow.
Yellow, white, even blue. It depends on the flower. When the bee is lured to another flower by its colors and strong smell, it carries the pollen along with it. The pollen from the first flower enables this flower to become fruit.
And flowers go to all this trouble just for insects to bring them a handful of pollen?
That's right, it's called pollination. Once pollinated, flowers don't need to attract insects anymore. So their petals wither and fall off, and they lose their pretty colors. What remains of the flower grows into fruit, and the fruit in turn produces seeds, and the seeds sprout and eventually turn into flowers themselves. But that's another story. Have I answered your question, Victor?
Yes, but I have a few others. Why are matrices used in optics? What was Thelonious Monk's influence on jazz? Is it correct to say that Tennessee Williams studied the extremes of human behavior? What was the central flaw of the Articles of Confederation?
Who has all the answers about the sun and moon and stars? That would be Zygo and Magic. Who can tell us all about the atmosphere and Mars? That would be Zygo and Magic. Pick a spot in outer space, they've been all around the place. Zygo and Magic, here they come.
Home at last.
And not a moment too soon. Now I know how a balloon feels.
Zygo! Grandpa Matic! Hey, what's the matter with you?
We just got back from outer space.
And we need to get used to walking again.
Walking? What's so hard about that?
Normally nothing. But we sort of got used to floating.
Wow! I want to see you float.
We can only float in space.
But why do you float in space?
Well, do you know why things fall when you drop them?
Why?
Because of gravity. Everything in the universe pulls on everything else. The larger the object, the more powerful its pull. That's called gravitation.
The Earth, of course, is much larger than we are. So, when I jump up...
You're pulled back down again.
Right! But when we're out in space, we're far enough away from the Earth that the pull of its gravity is much weaker. So, we float.
So, does that mean your ship keeps floating farther and farther away from the Earth?
No, there are some other forces besides gravity that keep the ship in orbit around the Earth.
Look, here's the Earth. If this man jumps off this mountain,
He falls.
That's gravity.
You're telling me?
yes, but he doesn't fall straight down. He falls on a curve.
Ouch.
There are several forces which affect how something falls. Gravity we know about.
Do we ever? Ouch.
The Earth's gravity is always the same. But if we make our little man go faster...
Must we?
Ow! He lands further away. The higher his speed, the bigger the curve of his fall.
Kids, don't try this at home.
If he uses a rocket,
Oh, great. It's rockets now.
he'll travel at a very high speed. The rocket falls eventually, but it falls parallel to the Earth. So the rocket orbits the Earth.
Zygo, my boy, you said there were several forces, but you've only mentioned two.
Well, the third factor is centrifugal force. It pushes the rocket away from the Earth. We can show you that one firsthand.
Science is always better with ice cream.
Here we go. When the car turns in one direction, your body is pulled in the opposite direction. That's centrifugal force. It pushes you to the outside of the curve the car makes when it turns. Wow! Something similar happens to spacecraft. Because of gravity, it falls in a curve towards the Earth. But at the same time, the ship is pushed in the opposite direction by centrifugal force. The centrifugal force pushing it is as strong as the Earth's gravity pulling it. So we say that the spacecraft is in orbit.
Enough theory. Let's go see how all this works in outer space.
Whoa, yeah!
Have you ever wondered why the salty oceans, lightning, thunder, what the earth is like down under? Why there's wind and snow and rain? Let earth and basalt explain.
Our rain dance is working, Zygo. Come on, keep it up.
How about you howl for a while, and I'll bang on the trash cans.
What's the matter with you, Zygo? Don't you know enough to come in out of the rain?
You bet I do, but I was overruled by the little rainmaker here.
Oh, this is great! It's really pouring now. I'll say it is. Let's get back into the house before we have to swim for it. Grandma, we made it rain. Well, it takes more than some noise and a screwy dog to make it rain. It does? So why does it rain? Well, first, you have to understand a couple of basic things about water. When water gets hot enough, it turns into a gas, steam. Then as it cools, it turns back into water. It looks like a raindrop. Oh, you catch on quick, Victor.
Rain? In here? Oh, Victor!
Whoa!
Let me hold your umbrella for you.
And when you're not around, Grandma, how does it rain? Oh, pretty much the same way, but on a much bigger scale. Come on, I'll show you. Most of the Earth's surface consists of water. Like oceans, lakes, and rivers? Right! Can you guess, Victor, what happens when all that water gets heated up by the sun? It turns into steam? You've got it! This process is called evaporation. The steam, or water vapor, rises into the atmosphere. And as it rises, the air cools it off. When it gets cool enough, about 41 degrees,
Fahrenheit.
thank you, the water vapor changes back into droplets. That's called condensation. Is that when it forms clouds? Very good, Victor. That is exactly right.
Steady.
Hey, it's raining.
Raining? I've got to get out of the rain.
Too bad it's not going to do him any good. The rain is going right into the ground. That's right, Victor. And now we'll see how the water flows underground. Where are we going? To a lake? Or maybe the ocean? Where the water will evaporate again and form more clouds and make more rain. Congratulations, Victor. You've just described the water cycle. Come on, Victor, let's go home. Huh? That's funny. I don't remember locking this door.
How does it do that? Max is the one with the electronic knack. Machines are his thing, so don't go berserk. Max on the job, you'll find out how they work.
Hey, Mom!
Victor, what are you doing?
I'm looking at these funny black lines. What are they for, Mommy?
Max!
But I don't want to go shopping. I just want to know what the funny black lines are for.
Well, Victor, those lines make up something called a barcode. They're sort of like name tags for groceries.
Oh, they don't look like name tags. How do they work?
Very simple. The way these bars and spaces are arranged forms a set of numbers. Each product that you see has its own special set. You can see the numbers here. The first number tells you where the product was made. This one starts with a 4, so it was made in France. If the first number was a 0, you'd know it was made in the USA.
Okay, the barcodes contain important information about the products, but I still don't understand how they work.
They're actually numbers that can be read by a computer.
They sure don't look like numbers, Dad.
That's because computers process information a little differently from the way we do. Computers use binary language, which is made up of different combinations of 1 and 0. In a barcode, the thin lines and spaces stand for 0, and thick lines or spaces stand for 1. What the? I'll tell you what. To see how the barcodes work, let's check out the checkout!
Wow! Hey, look, Dad! There's nobody in line!
I forgot milk! Pardon me. Excuse me.
Oh!
Got milk.
Bye-bye!
Ah! It looks like we'll have plenty of time to explain how the information in barcodes gets decoded. First, the check stand fires a laser beam at the barcode.
A laser beam? Wow, cool! I'll never join you, Max Vader!
I am your father, Victor Skycrawler.
Oh, yeah. Could I get a raise in my allowance?
Victor, this is no time for daydreaming. Now, where was I? Oh, the check stand runs a laser beam over the barcode. The black bars absorb the light, but the white spaces bounce it back to a detector that's connected to a computer in the cash register. And the computer turns the barcode into information we can understand.
Quarter apple juice, $1.75.
Pretty neat, huh?
Imported Camembert, $8.42. 13 gallons of milk, big screen TV, washing machine, lawnmower.
Your total is $53,425.89. Will that be cash, check, or charge?
Victor, did you put some things in the cart without telling Daddy?
XYY, 39 cents.
Well, I was just shopping, Dad. Just like you.
I just needed to demonstrate to my son how barcodes work. Thanks for your help. We'll just put this stuff back on the shelves now.
Bye-bye.
What took you so long?
Well, Victor, what'd you learn today?
Oh, tons of neat stuff. I learned that flowers use their bright colors and pretty smells to attract insects, and that helps them to make more flowers. I learned that if our nerve endings don't get enough blood, that can cause our arms and legs to go to sleep. I learned that those barcode thingies, contain important information about the products they're on. Information that can be read by a computer.
Washing machine, lawnmower.
And then I learned that when water heats up, it turns into water vapor that condenses into clouds and becomes rain.
I've got to get out of the rain!
Sounds like a pretty big day.
It was, but I still have plenty of questions left for next time. Today on the YY family, I'm gonna find out how the TV remote control works.
I wish Max and Victor would turn off the television when they leave the room.
My uncles are going to unbelievable lengths to show me why we sneeze.
We're inside a nose.
Grandpa's gonna take me on a trip to a star. And Grandma's gonna explain why thunder always follows lightning. And my mom is gonna show me that plants are a lot busier than I ever knew.
Next she'll be telling us they sing and dance.
Maybe. You'll just have to find out. Come along with me and meet the smartest family in all the town. The YY family. Mom can make it plain to see that what goes up eventually comes down. The YY family. Come and meet the YY family. We got a lot of real know-how. Grandpa knows a lot about flying. Ask him and I'll show you now. Why do airplanes fly?
When I land, I'll tell you why.
Meanwhile, there's a dragon making some kind of a potion in a vat. The YY family. And Grandma's no stranger. She can teach you all the dangers found in that. The YY family. Max is a mechanical marvel. Why? I know copy kind of guy. Maybe he can show you the answer now. If you want to take a look inside. Everybody's in a lather.
Rushing, wondering what's the matter.
Every person hears a cry.
Rushes to the baby side.
What's the deal? What could it be? Just on the YY family.
Why?
You have seen nothing like this. With these two guys you can't miss. You wonder what's inside you. These are just the guys to guide you. Come on, let's go. Let's go, let's go. These guys are in the know. Micro and Scopo.
Here she go. Tickle, tickle. Tickle, 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 tickle. Tickle, tickle, tickle.
I'm coming, Victor.
Where is he?
What's wrong, Victor? Have you caught a cold?
Now, no need for all this. A sneeze doesn't necessarily mean we've caught a cold.
It doesn't? Then why do we sneeze, Uncle Micro?
It's just a reflex. You know, something your body does automatically.
It is?
Now cut that out! Anyway, Victor, we sneeze anytime something tickles the inside of our nose.
Wow! Are we gonna travel to the inside of a nose to check it out?
Yeah, maybe later. Right now, my favorite opera is on, starring my favorite opera singer, Lucretia Vondrack. Wait, Micro, that's not the remote control. It's the gizmo. Wow, there's something you don't see every day. A forest inside a cave. Forest? Cave? We're inside a nose. Well, now, as you can see, the nasal passages are lined with small hairs which help to keep dust in the air from getting into our lungs.
Micro, do you hear that music?
Yeah, it's just the opera. The opera? We're in the nose of Lucretia Von Beck!
There's a plot twist no one saw coming.
Come on! When we breathe in, the air goes through this passageway.
Micro, what are these green hairs?
Those are called cilia.
I didn't think this show could get any sillier.
Anyway, when a foreign body...
Like dust, right?
Right, Victor. You see, when a foreign body gets into the nose, these little cilia catch it and push it towards the exit.
Micro, help!
Scopo! Scopo! That was close. Look, Victor. These represent foreign bodies in the nasal cavity. Why, if the nose detects a foreign body, it notifies the brain immediately. The brain could cause us a lot of trouble, Scopo.
Mine always does.
Because the brain sends back the signal that triggers a sneeze.
Oh, Micro, I think the foreign bodies are us.
I do believe you're right. We've only got a few seconds until the lungs fill up. The air that's forced out by a sneeze travels 100 miles an hour. Hold on.
Hi there.
Hey, don't mind us. We're big fans.
That was great, Uncle Micro! Do it again! Do it again!
Don't touch that!
Hey, kids, it's time for wacky cartoon fun!
Gee, you'd think they'd never changed the channel before.
How does it do this? How does it do that? Max is the one with the electronic knack. Machines are his thing, so don't go berserk. Max on the job, you'll find out how they work.
Now it's time to laugh with Laffo the Clown. Today he's
The Egyptian dung beetle, making his weary way home after.
getting a pie in the face.
I want to watch Laffo the Clown.
Lifestyles of the Egyptian dung beetle is educational.
I don't want to be educated, huh?
Oh, what the?
Do you mind?
I didn't know the remote control could do that.
The remote control isn't going to do much of anything if you two wear out the batteries by pushing the channel changer button all the time.
Gee, Laffo, do you know how the remote control works?
Oh, I've got a show to do. You explain it to the kid. So long, folks.
All right, Victor. On this keypad, each button sends an infrared beam to a receiver built into the television.
No, I don't see any beam.
That's because our eyes can't see infrared light, unless you wear special glasses.
Wow! Now I see it. But what makes the infrared beam?
I thought you'd never ask. Here we are.
That's the answer? Batteries?
Well, no, the batteries just supply the power. The stuff that makes the beam isn't here.
Oh, I didn't know remote controls had doors.
They made a special one for us. The circles on this circuit board send the different infrared signals to the television, depending on which button above us is pushed on the keypad.
Hey! What's happening?
Somebody's picked up the remote control!
Oh, I wish Max and Victor would turn off the television when they leave the room.
Huh? Whoa!
Quick, let's ride the beam out of here. The remote control buttons use the infrared beam to send combinations of short and long waves. The different combinations of short and long waves tell the television to turn on or off or change the channel.
But how does the TV read the signal?
We're about to find out. The combinations of short and long waves go through the decoder, which translates them into instructions. See? Now they're changing the channel. These are microchips, just like the ones inside computers. This one is the encoder, and that one is the decoder. When you hit a button on the remote, like off, it sends a signal to the encoder microchip. The encoder codes the signal into instructions and then sends a series of electrical impulses to a light-emitting diode, called an LED for short. These pulses form a binary code signal.
Ones and zeros.
Right. This signal is received by the decoder in the TV set and decoded so that it understands what you want it to do.
Off! So, if I want to switch it on again, I just push this button, right?
Hey, come back here with that!
Are you two at it again?
So, what do you want to watch?
Nothing. It's too nice a day to be inside watching TV.
Hey, the questions that you have are not too serious. The animals and plants are not so mysterious, so have no fear. Everything will be made clear. Vanilla, Quake, and Quack are here.
What are you doing, Victor?
Nothing much. I'm just looking at the plants. They don't seem to do very much.
Well, what do you expect from a bunch of plants?
About as much as we expect from you. I'm just sick of you. You always say that.
Actually, plants are very busy.
What are they doing?
They're generating new cells to make them grow. They're using sunlight to help them make food. They're breathing.
Plants breathe?
All living things breathe.
But how do plants breathe? Alrighty, let's start with the lungs. Breathe in. Deeper. Good.
That's not how plants breathe. They don't have lungs. Look here.
Where? I can't see a thing.
Look closer, Quack. See those little holes there? Plants breathe through them. Each one of those holes is called a stoma, or stomata if there are more than one. Stoma comes from a Greek word that means opening.
Yeah. There they are. I can see them. Hello there, stomata.
That's how plants absorb the carbon dioxide they need from the air. Stomata also help the plant get rid of excess water.
Excess water? Next you'll be telling us we're gonna drown!
Somebody turn off the water.
Quack! Quick! Where are you?
There they are, Mom.
I might have known they'd find a way to get into trouble.
Hey!
Look! When the air becomes very dry, the stomata close up to keep the water inside the plant. Plants also need food.
Here we go. She's gonna try to tell us plants eat.
Yeah, we're way ahead of her. Look, no mouth.
So how can plants eat without a mouth?
Chlorophyll, the substance that makes plants green, also enables them to manufacture food for themselves using some very ordinary ingredients. First, they need water.
Here comes water.
Then they need minerals, which they take in from the ground through their roots. They need carbon dioxide, which they get from the air. In fact, you produce carbon dioxide every time you breathe out.
Wow. Hey, watch out.
And finally, they need sunlight, which lets them turn these ingredients into food. This process is called photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis!
Remember that word. It's very important. When the plants have finished making food for themselves, there's a lot of oxygen left over, which they release into the air.
Oxygen is what we breathe, right?
That's right.
And we get the oxygen we need from them.
Exactly. Without plants, we wouldn't be able to breathe.
I'd say that's a pretty good system. Oh, great. They've locked us in here.
Come on, we can slip out the window.
Huh. It's about time you had a good idea.
oceans, lightning, thunder. What the earth is like down under. Why there's wind and snow and rain. Let Eartha and Basalt explain.
Grandma, I saw lightning, but I didn't hear any thunder. What? Oh, there's the thunder. Why did we hear the thunder after we saw the lightning?
You really want to know?
Oh, me too.
That's perfect, Basalt.
Ooh, we're traveling in style. This looks like a good spot. There's our lightning! And now,
There's the thunder!
Yes, we've already established that lightning comes first. I believe the question is, why?
it's simple. Light is faster than sound. I'll demonstrate. Imagine I'm light, just like the lightning. Now, imagine Basalt here is the sound.
All right, Victor, you give the signal. Okay, on your mark. Get set, go!
And even if sound weren't overweight and out of shape, it would always lose the race because light is much faster than sound.
Hooray for light!
Hooray for light!
Oh, you're just jealous because light travels 186,000 miles a second while you, Mr. Slowpoke Sound, only go 1,100 feet per second. And that means I can go around the world 7.5 times in the amount of time it takes you to go around the block once.
Oh, you're such a show-off.
So, because light is so much faster than sound, the lightning gets to our eyes long before the thunder gets to our ears.
Well done, Victor. And here's another interesting experiment. But first, some basic precautions. Now, I've planted some dynamite about a mile away from here. Let's see how long it takes the sound to reach us. By the way, kids, don't try this at home.
We are trained professionals.
Alrighty, here we go! First, the light. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. Now, if we multiply the speed of sound, 1,100 feet per second, by 5, we get 5,500 feet, which is a little over a mile away. You see? What I tell you, just over a mile. And now that you know it takes the thunder about 5 seconds to travel 1 mile, you can figure out how far away a lightning bolt is. See that? We heard the thunder right when we saw the lightning, so we know that was
Really close.
very well, Basalt. Take us home.
I don't think that's right.
That's not at all practical.
Wait! It's coming back to me.
Yeah, good old Basalt. You're the only way to travel.
Who has all the answers about the sun and moon and stars? That would be Zygo and Magic. Who can tell us all about the atmosphere and Mars? That would be Zygo and Magic. Pick a spot in outer space, they've been all around the place. Zygo and Magic, here they come.
Time to turn in.
Look how brightly the stars are shining tonight.
Why do stars shine?
Well, a star is really just a huge ball of burning gas, so it produces heat and light.
Huh?
Here, you can see them better through this telescope.
Well, why do they twinkle like that?
I'll explain. Here's the Earth, and here's the atmosphere, the layer of gases that surrounds it. Now, when a star shines, the amount of light it produces doesn't change. But when the star's light reaches our atmosphere, it has to travel through layers of air, and these layers are shifting all the time. That bends and distorts the light and makes it look like the stars are twinkling.
Oh, yeah. I get it. Hey, Grandpa. Which is the nearest star?
The sun.
Can we go there?
It is getting late.
Oh, please, Grandpa, please!
then. Zygo, wake up! Status report?
Sun's coordinates entered. We're traveling at light speed.
Is that fast?
It's 186,000 miles per second.
That means yes.
Ooh, how long will it take us to get there?
The same amount of time it takes the light from the sun to reach the Earth. 8 minutes. Victor, what color do you think stars are?
White?
Actually, stars come in different colors, but because they're so far away, they all appear to be white. The sun is the only star close enough for us to see its color. You should never, ever look directly at the sun. Astronomers use special lenses that filter out enough of the sun's rays so that they can study it safely. The hottest stars are blue or white. If a star is less hot, it's red, like our campfire.
So, how hot is a yellow star like the sun?
For a star, about medium temperature, only 9,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
Only, he says.
The sun's gravity is pulling us in!
We're melting like a big flying piece of cheese!
Well, there's an appealing metaphor.
Reverse course, full speed!
Whoa! Not so fast!
Can we go check out another star?
Well, unfortunately, no. Apart from the sun, the closest star is 4 light years away. That means if we travel as fast as light...
Yeah, it'll take us 4 years to get there, right?
There are some stars so far away that we can still see light from them, even though they burned out centuries ago.
It's because it takes their light all this time to get here. Hang a left at that asteroid.
Ah, good old Earth. Okay, now let's get some sleep.
Hey, campers, rise and shine. Now watch carefully. It's all in the wrist. I guess the great outdoors are too much for some people. Well, Victor, what did you learn today?
Oh, tons of neat stuff. I learned that light travels a whole lot faster than sound, and that's why we always see lightning before we hear thunder, unless it's really close. I learned that the remote control uses an infrared beam and binary language to send instructions to the TV set. I learned that when something gets inside your nose and tickles it, that makes you sneeze.
Hey, don't mind us. We're big fans.
And I learned that plants make their own food, and they perspire, and they breathe, and they give off oxygen, which we need to breathe.
Sounds like a pretty big day.
It was, but I still have plenty of questions left for next time.